Again, my name is Grover Johnson, president of Tacoma A. Philip Randolph Institute. And Pastor, thank you for the comments you made, and we certainly appreciate you and the work that you do here in this community. A couple of things that concerns me, primarily more than anything. One is actually pertaining to this issue. Is the fact that the way this Mr. Hardy was actually treated. I mean, to come to a school and pull a young man out of a classroom in handcuffs doesn't seem like the right thing to do to me. Mr. Hardy also could have had the opportunity to meet with the principal or have been called to the office to the principal and not been handcuffed in class, in school, in front of his peers, which is definitely embarrassing. And I can understand that. And also the treatment in terms of shoving him up against the wall, put his hand and slammed him against the wall, and put his knee in his back and his cap over his head, which in terms could lead to suffocation. These are the things, and certainly that concerns me quite often. So no, in terms of the school district, I don't feel that their judgment or their discernment was correct in terms of not allowing this young man to be able to graduate with his peers after finding out that this young man had nothing to do with the allegations to begin with.
The thing that I want to get across today that's important is I need people to give me detail on this, to provide detail. And pardon me, this setting is fine, but I want this to be in an investigatory setting, right, as opposed to simply a news conference setting. That's how we get answers to things. I realize that there are serious concerns nationally about the relationship between law enforcement and black communities. I get that. What we need to focus on here is what transpired in this event and make sure we focus on these circumstances and judge conduct under these circumstances. I've read the report, but that's, if you will, that's the report that we developed. I'm interested in getting your input as well. So
the false accusations was mainly what made them say that I couldn't walk, because other than that, they say I was a good kid and I'm not a troublemaker. It was just this situation that made them say I couldn't walk.
Well, the whole thing it broke me down, because as he stated earlier, we had been through a lot to get to this point. Then this putting their hands on my son and everything, and I wasn't even called. He's a minor. They didn't even call me to come up to the school. He was already at Raymond Hall, and I know that's not protocol at all for them. You know, they supposed to have called me, and they didn't do any of that. So, just to hear my son's story about everything that had happened, how they put their hands on him, how they already knew that it wasn't even him, and they still arrested my son and did everything that they did to him. It was heartbreaking for me. And so when I went back, to talk to the principal, to let him know, okay, my son did not do these things. You already knew that. So why, for one, was he in jail? And two, now you don't want him back in school. And why? And he was like, well, he had resisted arrest. And I was like, he didn't resist arrest. He was in handcuffs. So are you going to let him walk? And he was like, I'll call you back.
Mr. Hardy, did you get to graduate? I know you didn't walk, but did you receive your graduate?
Oh, yes, I did. Yes, I did.
Yes, he got his diploma, yes.
You see that right there? Right?
Yes, indeed, yes.
One time. That's 2015.
I was just heartbreaking because like I told him, I said, he was the first to walk in our immediate family. My son would have been the first that I could see walk, and they took that away from me, and they abused him and put him in jail.
Do you believe that your race played a role in this?
For real, I would say yes and no, because with all the things that been going on, happening in the world, with all these events with people of color, and then with all these different situations, I feel like it does have something to do with race, because I feel like the way that I'm looked at, like people almost are scared of me or something, like, oh, I'm gonna do something bad to them, when that's not the case. And I would say no, because you know, because of how I carry myself at school and how I walk around with manners, with the utmost respect for people. So like, I feel like they don't look at my color when they are dealing with me. They are looking at my person. So that's my take on it.
I'm sitting across the table from people I see regularly. I'm sorry I never met you or you, ma'am, before, but people we meet regularly, and that's why we're having this meeting, because we do things in a decent, civil, straight-up manner. We put things on the table and we deal with them on the table, and that's exactly how it should be.
That we have a very good relationship with the leadership of law enforcement in Tacoma and Pierce County. But as Alden Montgomery said, that has to trickle down to each person on each deputy, each clerk, each receptionist in the system. So we need to make sure that not just the leadership of the organization, but the membership of the organization understands and appreciates this.